coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Hey man, shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Big love, man. Everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, everybody who support the movement, everybody who support the platform, got nothing but love for you. We out here. We trying to make a difference. We trying to make some positive impact with these young people, with all people. So stay locked in, man. Stay tuned. We got a lot of things coming. Everybody go check out the Boxing Talk podcast with Banky and Jay on YouTube. Y'all stay tuned for the pure deliciousness. Y'all stay locked in with all things TBP Nation 2024, man. We trying to do our thing. I'm still waiting on the plaque. YouTube, I'm still waiting on the plaque. And I'm still trying to put together the meet and greet. And stay tuned for the 50-50 raffle, man. We trying to make it happen, man. So y'all stay locked in. Big love to everybody. Today, man, for whatever reason, I seen something that made me think about this, so I wanted to put this out there. I can remember when I was in the jail. I was in segregation once again. And when I was in segregation this time, I was back there with a couple of gang members, right? And this is when the gang thing had just started, you know what I'm saying, or really started to infiltrate, you know, the Virginia system. And I was really getting, you know, used to or acclimated to how they was moving and what was going on. Because it was new to me. We didn't have no gangs in VA system, man, for a long time. Then it just seemed like out of nowhere, they just popped up. You know, so dudes were saying that they was Bloods, dudes were saying they was Crips, dudes were saying they was GDs, and so on and so forth. So to me, it was just really like words, and I was just really in awe with all of the way that they was moving and the way that they was talking, and it seemed like it was all young dudes, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, this is some crazy stuff. I told y'all, I believe way back in one of them videos, man, where I could hear the Blood dudes talking on the gate, and they be talking, and I didn't understand what they were saying. It was like they was with their own language, because the Blood dudes don't use words C. They don't use the word C if it's in any word. They don't use it. And it's the same for the Crip dudes. They don't use the word B. So that stuff was like mind-boggling to me, you know, because they was back there and we in the seg, so you just got to holler. So they hollering back and forth through the gate. And I remember one of the craziest things I heard when the dude started saying, yeah, well, I was on the yard, and he was back there, and he was trying to say that he had got to fight with his celly. So he kept on saying, yeah, you know, then me and my belly got into it. He was saying belly, but he meant celly. And I was like, what in the world is these jokers back here talking about? But it was crazy to me, man. He said, man, I'm getting ready to drink me a cup of coffee, man. Sit back and eat me some broccoli bip bookies, some chocolate chip cookies and coffee. I said, what the? So it was wild to me, man. You know, when they had their little cadence and they little holler, you know what they holler. And the Crips, when I was there, they hollered out, you know, Crip, yep, like that real. And it was a cadence that they used. I probably, you know what I'm saying, I probably ain't doing it justice, but it was a cadence that they used. But anyway, they had a Crip dude back there, a youngin', and he was a shot caller. I can't remember his name. It was one of them guns, though. You know, one of them type of guns, which was his name, was the name of the gun. But he was a shot caller back there, man. And I can remember this part of the segregation that we was in. Dudes would come around to the fence, and they could holler to you, or you could holler out your window. It was a long distance, but you put your ear to the window, you could hear it, and they can hear you. And so when they out on the yard on recreation, they would come around and holler and talk to him. So, because he was a shot caller. So you might have 4, 5, 6, 7 of them out there at the gate, and they congregating out there, and they hollering back and forth to him, and he hollering back and forth out there to them. But really, he giving them instructions, and he giving them, you know, orders of what to do and what not to do. How to carry this out there, what's going on. So apparently, one of the dudes that had supposed to been, in their clique, one of the Crips, he had violated. He had did something wrong, or he, whatever it was, he had did something he wasn't supposed to do. So he had to be dealt with in the eyes of the dude that was back there with me. So he telling them more or less to get them outside, bring them to the gate, and I want y'all to take care of that right in front of me, right? So everybody back there can hear this, what he's saying. They using a couple of code words, but more or less you could decipher what they saying. So sure enough, man, they had plotted on it, planned on it, saying when they was gonna do it and how it was gonna be done, and he told them to make it happen. So they was like, cool. And the next day at rec was when it was supposed to happen. So you could be assured that everybody that's on that side that we on, they can see the yard. Everybody is listening. So everybody is at their gate looking out. I mean, at their window, looking out their window at this particular time when they start letting the wreck out. I know everybody was. I can't see everybody. They can't see me. But you could be sure they was on the window because I was on the window. Because I'm intrigued. Because he's saying that, he gonna make it happen. Because whatever he say, that's what they gonna do. And showing up, man, as the wreck start filling it out, and you can look out there, you can see all the people coming out the wreck, starting to move around on the yard, da 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 da. So you trying to place people and look and see like what's going on, what's happening, and then the CO got to close the gate, and the CO closed the gate, then the CO gone. When the CO is gone, the only person that can govern that yard is the tower, which if you waiting on the tower to save you or do anything, then you just might as well go ahead on and start making funeral arrangements, because they not going to do nothing. 9 times out of 10, they up there in that booth, they probably up there asleep, on the phone, fraternizing, whatever it is. They ain't paying no real attention to that yard. This ain't the feds. They ain't up there down on the yard every second waiting to shoot you. They just up there really doing their thing. Most people that get the tower job, they man, there's so many people in prison that got fired from having that tower job because they done got caught up there sleeping that it don't even make no sense. So anyway, you can see them moving around, and then you see the little group. You can see them talking and walking. There's about eight to 12 of them, and they come down to the fence and they get around the part where they can, be adjacent to him. So you can hear them. They holler out, yeah. And I know it seems like it ain't loud. They can do it loud, and it's a cadence to it. So he get on the gate and he holler, and so they like, what's up? And he started talking to him and telling me, he said, yeah, da 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 da, woo, woo, woo. He telling them like, ask him about this, that, and the third. So they asked him about it. You can only see, we can't hear them, but you can see the body language, how they talking to him or whatever. Now, this the crazy part about it. Now, this is one of them. This one of their brothers. That's why I told you this gang stuff in prison is wicked, man. Is real wicked. I don't know how it's ran in other states and cities or whatever, or on the street, but it's wicked in prison, because a lot of times that I seen violence, it was domestic violence. It's them hurting one of their own for whatever reason, violations or betrayal, whatever the reason is, I don't know, but I seen a lot of it. You know what I'm saying, in the short period of time that I was dealing with, the gang life in prison. So you can see them questioning him, woo, woo, and then they circling. Then he get on the gate and he hollering back and forth to the dude that's back there with us, and he telling them, nah, that ain't right there. That ain't right there. I told you, you know the rules, you know what it is, and you in violation, And he just trying to plead his case and trying to explain to him the rule, and then he just said, and hollered out, and that's all you could see. They just started pouncing on him. bang, bang, bang. He turned around. They got him down on the fence, man. You talk about 8 or 9 dudes. They pounding them out, stomping them out, stomping them out. And we just sitting there on the joint watching this joint. And it's like crazy. You know what I'm saying? And he just hollering some other stuff out. And they on him, man. They on him. I mean, they pounding him down. This one dude, man. You know what I'm saying? And you can see him just curled up. First, when it first initiated, he tried to fight back, but then he just curled up, he balled up, and I'm telling you, man, they stomping him out there on the yard, you know. And then they just seemed like he hollered out something like, "Could you help?" and said something, and they just backed up off of him. And then one dude, he was from the back, he came up, and you could see in his hand, it just looked like he just punching him. He started punching him, right? So I'm like, boom, all of these dudes stomping them out, beating them down, and then all of them back up and they make a circle, and then there's just one dude just punching on them. So I'm thinking like he must be the heavy hitter or something. But all the time he got that Bethlehem in his hand, and he poking them. He poking them. And you can see, cause dudes out there talking, the dudes that's back there with us, they hollering on the gate like, oh, they crushing him, they crush. And then I acknowledged it when one dude said, oh, he's stabbing him. He's stabbing him. You know what I'm saying? And then he just hitting him. And then a dude that's back there with us hollering, good, good. And then when he said that, he just backed up off of him, right? Another couple dudes went up to him, man, kicked him. I'm like, man, what did he do? You know what I'm saying? What did he do? Kicked him, and you could just see him slumped out there on the fence, and all of them started moving out in unison. They started walking away. You know what I'm saying? He hollered out something else to him. They just kept on going, and they started walking around the fence. Dude laid down there on the side of the fence, beat up, stomped out, bleeding, been hit I don't know how many times, because it looked like dude was just bonk him, you know. So he just laid there. He laid there, people walking around the yard, until one dude walked around the yard and he stopped right by him. And when he seen him, he started, call the people, you know what I'm saying, which could have got him laced up. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's crazy, but that's how it is in prison. It could have got him laced up because you only ain't supposed to call the police. You only ain't supposed to let them know when somebody bust up. You only ain't supposed to let them know when somebody hurt because it's not your business. You understand? And he did, though. You know what I'm saying? He started flagging the people there, flagging them down, pouring like this. But we could hear him holler, but we could more or less just see him flagging them and pouring them down, right? And the Crip dude that was back there with us, he said something too. He told me, look at him, police. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he would have hollered out that window, that Crip stuff, and them dudes would have came back, they would have laced him up. But he ain't do nothing. He was talking back there with us. But we all still on the window looking out there. You know what I'm saying? And he flagging them down. And I guess the person in the tower was paying attention at that time. They got on the joint, got on the speaker, and told everybody to start getting off the yard, get off the yard. And then you see the police come. And then when they come in there, they ain't even running. That's the thing I'm telling you. That's where your life is in there. They ain't even running. You got 2 or 3 polices. They shuttling people off the yard, but you got 2 or 3 polices walking down there where dude laid out at. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't running. They ain't in no rush. They ain't got no urgency to their movement or nothing. When they get down there to where he at, you can see him bending down and trying to move him and stuff, and it looked like he limped, like he ain't moving. And then you can see him as they on the radio, and then by about 5 more minutes, then you see the people start coming in there. Then someone was running, and then it took at least about 10 more minutes for the nurses them to start coming down there. And they ended up getting the dude up, getting him on the stretcher, and they took him up off of the yard. And then by the time they get him out the gate, he out of our vicinity. Then we can't really see him. He out of our vision. So, but I don't know. It was a lot of talk about what happened to him, you know what I'm saying, how bad he was. Some people say this, some people say that. I don't know. All I know is what we seen out that window was a shot that was called from the jail. You understand me? He just made that call from the jail. He told them youngins to get him out there. They got him out there, and he told them to bring him to the gate. They brought him to the gate, and he told them to go ahead on and take care of him, and they did it. You know what I'm saying? They did it just like that, just off from the jail. You see what I'm saying? So this the power that these dudes have when they in that game, if they're a shot caller in that game. And this was a young guy that was back there with us. He was young. You know what I'm saying? And this the power that they got. But all of these dudes is putting their life on the line for whatever he say, because all of them, if dude had died or if he whatever, all of them gonna get that case. When it all comes boiled down, they gonna all get that case. He back there in the jail. He safe. If at worst, if one of them say that he told him to do it or whatever, if they roll over, then he could get a conspiracy. But them dudes is all getting cases, man. You know what I'm saying? They gonna all get cases. If dude that got hit live and tell and point them out, they all got real cases. You know. But this is the part of the life that they living in there, man. And this is supposed to, like I say, now keep in mind, this one of their own. This is one of their own. This won't no outsider compared to them. That's what they call out. They won't no outsider. This was one of them. But whatever he did, which we never knew, we weren't privy to that information of what he did. But obviously he did something that they felt like that's what they wanted right there, what they gave him. You know what I'm saying? What they gave him. So I can remember that though. So that's what I remember, that locking that in my brain, that like, yeah, these gang members they gonna be a force up in this joint. They're gonna be a force up in it, because if you could get people to do that, because you got dudes that's in the penitentiary that rock together and cool together. And they ain't gonna, I mean, it ain't a whole lot of them that can say, tell their homeboy, look, I'm in the jail, man, go stab him up. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a whole lot of them that can do that. It's some that will, though. It's some that they brotherhood is that, what I'm saying, that tight. That dude would do that. He would do that if he really rock with you, and this is something that he asked them to do. It's some of them that'll do that, but not many. You know what I'm saying? Not many. But in this gang life, they got to follow orders, man. They got to follow orders. They gonna follow the order that they get from they shot caller in the game before they follow the rules and the regulations of the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? Before they follow the administration rules, they gonna follow the rules. So that was crazy though to me. But I just could remember that, and in my mind, as I'm telling y'all that right now, I could see that out that window, just looking out that window, and I'm seeing, dude, he helpless, man. It won't no way he could win. It won't nothing he could do. Even if he had the Bethlehem, if he'd have pulled it out with all of them dudes on, it depends on if they would have scattered or not. It depends on how vicious he would have been with it. But the odds was against him, and they walked him right into a death trap. Right into a death trap. All from what somebody was saying that won't even on the yard, man. You know what I'm saying? He called that shot from the jail. And he laid on down in his bunk and just and relaxed the rest of the day like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I remember that. I also remember locking it in my brain that when he came out for a shower, to put my eye on him. You know what I'm saying? Put my eye on him just to see what he looked like, to know who he was. You know what I'm saying? And he was a young dude, man, slim, young dude. You wouldn't even have thought. So it is what it is, man. But that gang life in there, man, that prison life is all crazy, man. It's all crazy now that I'm really on the streets and I'm looking back and reflecting on these things. It was just a crazy life, a crazy time. And man, a lot of dudes, me included, be lucky to get up out of that stuff, man. Be lucky to get up out of that stuff, man. Yeah, man. And dude, I don't know. Like I said, I never knew what he did. I wonder what he did to warrant all of that, and I never could figure it out. But that's how it went down, man. And as time went on, when I was, got to moving around in the system, and they started getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it wasn't that surprising to me, because I seen that type of stuff a lot. You know what I'm saying? I seen that type of stuff a lot, man. I seen that type of stuff. Them dudes just point, or them dudes just, and they go to work. They go to work with the Bethlehems or with their hands. They go to work at the drop of a dime. If whoever that shot caller is say get them, they got them. They go and get them. Even if they feel like they're not gonna win, because I done seen them tell them go get people, and they went at them and they got the worst end of it. But they gonna move because they being told to move. They gonna move because they being told to move. And that's part of the culture that they living in. But anyway, man, I wanted to share that with y'all, man. Y'all talk to me in the comments. I talk back, man. Big love, TBP Nation. I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. Stay tuned. More collaborations coming. More videos coming. More work with APS. more work with J Hardcore Boxing News. Y'all stay tuned, man. We talking boxing over there, and we doing collabs over here. We doing interviews over here. We gonna make it happen by any means necessary. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Don't stop subscribing to. Don't stop trying to get more subscribers. Bring some more people over here to TBP Nation, man. Your brother, your sister, your auntie, your nieces, your nephews, everybody, man. We trying to spread this message, man. Positive energy all day, every day. Y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions, and man, duck them hooks, man. They out there.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's a name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.